Messi's the main striker.
See LeBron James.
Bengals in the AFC Championship.
Now, talking about the Eastern Conference as far as going into the playoffs,
Yeah.
now we got a group of teams. You know, the group of teams that are up there in the up in there in the conference. In my opinion, I don't really think it's much of a competition at all. I think there's only going to be three real teams to come out of the East and three real teams that we'll see what happens. Now, this is my thing. You got the Boston Celtics. Boston Celtics, obviously, I feel like they'll come out of the number one seed overall in the conference. Boston Celtics have been a threat. I know they've been a threat these last couple of years, and they're going to continue to be a threat because they have Jason Tatum and they have Jalen Brown. And in my opinion, I just think they need to build a little bit more better around them, or maybe just better coaching, right? Because I feel like they should have got it done against the Warriors this past season. Don't get me wrong, there's no disrespect to the Warriors at all, 100%, but I think the Celtics should have made that push. But now, you know, when we got the Celtics, you're talking about also the Milwaukee Bucks. Let's not forget about the Bucks. I personally think the Bucks will come out again. They will come out on top of the conference, but more importantly, I just don't believe they're going to do anything anymore. I mean, that championship run they had back in 2021 was phenomenal, but I don't think the Bucks will ever get to that point unless they put a secondary big star right next to Giannis Antetokounmpo. Because Chris Middleton is not, in my opinion, he's not the same player anymore. He's been playing really inconsistent these last couple of seasons. I just don't believe that he's still the solution. And third, you have the Philadelphia 76ers. And I can make this quick. The Philadelphia 76ers are not going to do anything. I'm sorry. Their best chance they had to win it all was when they had Jimmy Butler on that squad, and they choked that. It's not that they choked it. Kawhi got that last bucket, but it should have been a close game, in my opinion. As far as the fourth, though, you got the Cavaliers, and there's no disrespect to the Cavaliers. I think the Cavaliers are a great, phenomenal young team. I just don't think they're going to make a hard push just due to the fact that they are young and they are experienced. I do think in a couple of years they will be a real.
Okay. Interesting. Because the Cavs are my dark horse throughout this entire playoff series. And they're a young team. Donovan Mitchell is their leader. He's the leader on that squad. Honestly, I feel like they'll be the biggest surprise to push and make a push for the playoffs, make that deep run. And everybody's going to count them out. Why? Because you just said it. They're a young core, lack of an experience in the playoffs. But I feel with Donovan Mitchell, everybody's coming, and plus on top of that, everybody that's there have come into their own to be, young stars to make themselves and put the league on notice that we're here. Y'all better get used to it. All right. I do agree one thing with you that the Celtics is the team to beat through the East.
100%.
Tatum, Brown, they're a phenomenal duo out there. It's just crazy what they've been able to do. And we kind of got a little teaser. If you decide to move them away, what can happen? They still shoot lights out regardless.
Yeah.
In the All-Star game, but we don't care about the All-Star game. We care about how they've been forming all season, and they've been on the tear. I just feel like they needed somebody else, especially that last year when they played the Warriors, because the Warriors outshot them. Now, when it comes to the Bucks with Giannis and Middleton, you got to stop focusing on past season experiences. Middleton has been injured, but he's coming back into shooting form, to his prime shooting form, which gives Giannis that help and the Bucks that needed extra oomph, if you will, to make a impactful playoff push. I don't count the Bucks out. I feel like it's going to come between the Bucks and the Celtics are the teams that you really got to go through. To be honest with you, I'm not too sure how they're going to have the playoff bracket. We might see Celtics and Bucks in the Eastern Conference Finals, which is going to be a hell of a good series. The Sixers, you know, the Sixers are doing something that Phil Jackson always said, and he used to say, if you can get um, what is it, 60 wins, and keep the losses at 20 or under, then you're in prime shape to make a push in the playoffs. Now, I wasn't. No, I'm sorry, not 60. It was 40, which they're up there doing that. Now, I know a lot of people like to talk shit. My man's here, especially. He has said it that they should have won when Jimmy was there, but don't count Embiid. Embiid's been playing phenomenal basketball. The man, is trying to show him that there is a contender out here, not just, a team all in green. It's the one wearing blue. And with Harden, you gotta, worry about him going to many strip clubs out in Philly. But he's making a push, okay?
the thing about Philly, man, you forget. Yeah, they have James Harden, and I totally forgot James Harden was there because, in my opinion, he hasn't really been doing much in this.
He's been quiet. He's been a little
The
quiet.
fact that I hate when people tell me, "Oh, but they have James Harden." James Harden has not done anything in the playoffs for the last 7 years. Let's not forget that. Let's not forget in the Rockets, he had big games, but there was games where he just completely faded. He completely faded with the Brooklyn Nets. He completely faded with the Rockets. I don't know why James Harden. Everyone thinks when it comes to playoff mode, James Harden's going to go off and like he does in the regular season when he doesn't. He doesn't have the track record for it. There's nothing that's going to change. James Harden is past his his prime. He's not past his prime. I mean, he's declining from his prime, 100%. I don't know why people think that he's going to be out there dropping 40-point bucket game, especially when it comes to the playoffs when he shrinks the most. So let's not forget about that, Phil. Let's not forget about that James Harden. Other than that, they got Joel Embiid and they have a good supporting cast. But again, they're not going to come out of the East. That being said, when you're talking about the Bucks, you think with Chris Middleton the Bucks can try to push for a title contender?
Okay, that's MJ Jr., bro. You saw what he did, and you got to start like again. I'm not focusing on past experience or past seasons. The man is starting to come back to shooting form. He's coming back to shooting form just in time to help him push. Now, do I need him to go off? Nah, not really. They'll be in the playoffs. It's in the playoffs is when he's going to come and show up to help Giannis. I'm not saying he's going to take over because that's Giannis' job, but he's going to help Giannis when he needs the shot.
We'll definitely see, man. It's going to be interesting playoffs coming on in. We'll see what the Bucks do. We'll see what the Celtics do. Yep. We'll see what Philly does. In my opinion, I think the Celtics are going to be coming out of the top. They're crown kings of the East. I don't see any competition coming out of it. Maybe the Bucks. We'll see though. But it's going to be interesting to see 100%.
Oh, definitely, definitely. You gotta love it. It's playoff time, baby. But I don't know. You just let us know what y'all think. If I'm right, he's right, we both wrong. Let us know in the comics. But until then, y'all, we are out. Peace.
Peace.